Hello, Fabulous Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of August 2016, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, it is truly exciting. A whole lot is going on that is reflecting what has been happening, will bring closure to what has been happening, but also suggests even bigger and brighter and bolder coming up ahead. And the reason for this is multifold. There's a lot going on in the sky now that represents other time frames as well. So one is Mars. This month, not only will Mars in the second part of the month leave shadow, ending this extended Mars retrograde season that we've been in for most of the year so far, but as Mars leaves shadow, we'll meet Saturn in the sky, kind of bringing together in a very profound and meaningful way for a lot of us, bringing together some of the larger lessons that Mars retrograde season has been about in our own individual journeys. Now, I did do a Mars retrograde special series of videos. You can watch that on YouTube that allow you to reflect a little bit more deeply. But this Mars retrograde season, and especially as Mars meets Saturn in the sky, is happening for you in a part of the sky that has to do with, on the one hand, deep, meaningful change. Okay, so it has to do with a metamorphosis. It has to do with a rebirth of sorts, if you will. And I do think that for some Taurians out there, there will be a sense of understanding of what it is that has served its purpose in your life and where it is now that you are ready to sort of, leave behind the cocoon so that you can fully manifest and be this beautiful butterfly in the world. That is going to be part of the learning here and part of the realization that happens. An understanding of where you are and feeling strong in it, feeling right in it. And that is a beautiful thing, knowing that you can change, knowing that change can happen, and not only will you be okay, but that you can grow and flourish as a result. But this is going to come with some hard truth involved as well. And so the more that you can see the positive, which I do think you will, the more you'll empower yourself to grow that much more. Now, another part of this, another element to this, has to do with the fact that we are having the first of a rare series of eclipses. Now, what makes it rare is that normally eclipses come in pairs, okay? So normally they come 2 weeks apart, back to back. There's a new moon and a full moon, or sometimes it's a full moon and a new moon. So a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse, or it'll flip around a little bit, but that's generally how it tends to go. What's different this month is that we are going to have 3 eclipses back to back to back. Now, the ancients used to say that when you enter that period between eclipses, it's like entering a space where the veils between the worlds are thinnest. So it is a very mystical time. It's a time where we're able to communicate with a more spiritual part of life, whether it is you want to conceive of it as a spirit of our ancestors, you want to conceive of it as a higher power. But we're able to get in touch with that sense of wisdom, that sense of love and wisdom, and understand our own journey and how we're moving towards greater love and wisdom. We're able to see it, we're able to glimpse it that much more easily as we might otherwise. Well, this time it's not just a 2-week period, it's a full 4-week period. We've got a good month here where we are going to be in this space between worlds, as again the ancients would say. It's one way of conceiving of it. You could also say in our modern world, it tends to be a time where intuition is that much more easier to access. We're able to tap into it a little bit more. We're able to hear it a little bit more strongly, or at least we're able to and willing to acknowledge it a little bit more than we might usually, especially if we're the kind of people, or we're going through a time in life where our rational mind, which is also a gift, but sometimes our rational mind is more dominant. And the time between eclipses allows us to relax that just a bit, to tap into the other part of that symbol of rationality, which is also prophecy. So that's an understanding actually that the ancient Greeks had as well. So we've got this period that's beginning. So on the one hand, while we're in this period, it is early, in the early days of this period, that we have Mars retrograde season coming to an end, and coming to an end with a very clear understanding. But then we've also got this eclipse happening, and it's a lunar eclipse. It's speaking harmoniously with Uranus, which means positive endings. Lunar eclipses are closures, fruition. It's understanding what has served its purpose in your life, and it is allowing yourself to leave behind what is no longer part of your unique journey towards greater love and greater wisdom. And for you, this is happening at the very top of your sky, making it that much more important. This is happening for you in the realm that has to do with your career, your goals, your life purpose. So whatever it is that has not or is no longer part of your understanding of your life purpose, or even if it's not even a part of your understanding, right? Even if it's not anything that's even on your radar, you're just going along doing your thing, and all of a sudden a chapter ends. That could happen. For others out there, that space between the ending and the happiness and the gratitude might be instant. For others, it might take a moment, okay? So give yourself that time, because again, Uranus is harmonious, which tells me that this is a good thing. It is the closing of a chapter whose time has come. So this could be, for some people out there, if you are in a job that you do not like, this could be a time when something major changes within that work, within that career path, that allows you to feel that much more lighter, that much more liberated, that much more able to do what you really want to do. This could also be a change in understanding in what it is that you're meant to do in terms of life purpose and in terms of direction. This could also be inspiration, ready to try something new, ready to do something new than you've done before, knowing this time has come and that you are ready for it. So there's excitement. Yes, there's endings, of course. You're fixed signs. It's not always easy endings. And yet there is something about the fixed signs that is about always moving towards being authentic, being true to yourself. And that means change. You've got to go through periods where change happens. And this is one of those times. You're going through an important change, and it is going to change your understanding of what goals are worth achieving. And for some of you out there, it could also be the attainment of, the achievement of a goal or some kind of recognition that comes about as well, that lets you know that you did what it was that you set out to do, and now you're free to do more of whatever it is that you desire. So embrace that. This can be really good. This also can be a time when a higher up, a boss, facilitates some sort of greater opportunity for you as well. So that's happening mid-month. So these are really big occurrences that are taking place. But of course, we also have a new moon happening early in the month as well. And this new moon is happening at the very bottom of your sky. And it's speaking to new beginnings, fresh opportunities in the realm of home. So this could be the actual space you live in, buying, selling, new roommate coming in. This could also be related to your family of origin, or where it applies, it could relate to a parent as well, where you are able or needed to be present for them. It's like a new opportunity to be there for your family. Regardless of how it is that this month pans out for you, know that it is an important month. And it is going to be next month that I'll be here to talk about it then, but next month we've got 2 eclipses, and they're happening in much more harmonious positions to you in earth and fire signs. Particularly right out of the gate next month, we are going to have an earth-based new moon, all kinds of new opportunities that really resonate with you. A sense of creative fulfillment and creative possibility is going to open up for you as well. So whatever it is this month that feels like it needs to come to a closure, come to an end, allow it to, embrace it, be grateful for it, run with the gratitude of it, because know that really wonderful turnarounds are possible to you. Really, you won't have to wait that long while you're still in this very magical eclipse season. What I love about this month for you is that it is the end and the beginning. It's the beginning of all kinds of fresh possibilities. In order to allow that in, you've got to allow some closures to take place, but you're ready for it. And you're willing for it as well. And very quickly, just with a little bit of willingness, not only will you see the opportunity, but you will also see the great blessing as well.